Wow, yo, yippee, yay, guys. File number 9, and I'm super excited to be with you guys today. As always, we'll dive into the love of the community, and shout out to that beautiful Playboy Bill. See how beautiful it is. Like, seriously, that Borger has that big smile. His hand is open and is ready for the bow. Then dive into what is happening on the markets. Everything is green, you know what I mean? Talk about new opportunities with alpha investments happening in your app Thursday, and talking about something that's revolutionary. That's something that we're going to bring, which is the Borger on board. You will be able to vote who is going to be the community that will represent you in the best way on the board of SwissBorg. As you guys know, my name is Cyrus Vizel. I'm the proud founder and CEO of SwissBorg, always here to serve you. Market update. Things are going insane, right? We saw that, it's been now pretty much since the December that we got into the new bull phase, right? And we really saw price action going a little bit crazy prior to 2024, then a little dump, and then things now are going parabolic. Obviously, this has a lot to do with multiple different things. One coming from the fact that we are about to have our beautiful halving, right? That's where we cut by 2 the rewards for the Bitcoin miners. So the price actually has a way to pump itself every 4 years when this has happened. There's the fact of the macroeconomic picture. Last week, the Fed didn't really talk about cutting its rates, but it didn't say that it would not cut its rates either. So the market seemed to be quite bullish about that for whatever reason that is. So a lot of tech stocks and as well crypto is pumping as we speak. I would say the last and not least, one of the most important reason as well is that there's just a lot of institutional adoption happening. And I think so this is something that we could really talk about. This is a record day for ETFs. Essentially, there's every day almost 500 million that's pouring to Bitcoin. This is going into a way that is crazy, that a lot of people are just buying into Bitcoin because they really realize that this is it. You know, Larry Fink has been pushing it, Templeton has been pushing it, but there's so many other different essentially ETFs that are applying or they're getting introduced into this market. And there's a lot of adoption that's happening. Many people are asking me, is it retail yet? No, it's not. There's a lot of sophisticated, essentially, investors getting into this, and as well people like yourself and me that's been into the trend for a long time. What is very nice to see in terms of the markets and the industry within the crypto right now is that most of the time we really see that essentially it's the L0s, L1, L2 that are taking off the most and taking the biggest percentage. Like Solana was a huge pump. But we see that currently, actually, the nicest one that is really pumping is actually AI and big data. This is really where the tokens are. And for that, obviously, there's been some alpha deals going on. And I hope we're going to have thematics going forward. But there's actually the rebirth as well of DeFi. So this is very interesting. And where we see GameFi is still not yet the main main sector or industry that is really popping into crypto. The Borg. Obviously, the Borg is on fire. A lot of people who were fighting left the boats. And essentially, a lot of other people are joining the boat or people are recharging. And I think so this has to do to multiple different factors. Obviously, the Borger rank is something that people we're seeing in the app are really enjoying and trying to position themselves. So whenever that happens, there's as well people out of the app that have been talking about SwissBorg, and that's creating a better community. We had great things by Ivan Ateg, the Martini guy, Crypto Glasgow. A lot of different people are just figuring this out by themselves and saying like, okay, these guys have done a great amount of work in the past 7 years, and their token price doesn't really reflect what it should be, especially not under the 200 million market cap, which it was. And I think so this has a lot to do with the fundamentals value of this token. I think so another thing that's very important is like a lot of people within the community as well are being essentially very positive, and a lot of different people have contributed to saying like, let's buy Borg, a little bit of Borg every day, you would invest, such as myself. That's what I'm doing. And I think so. It's always a good way to show to the world that the Borg is not only a great token, it's a great community. And I think so. That's the reason why the Borg is on fire. The white paper hasn't been released yet. There's still much news to come, and I'm looking forward to it. And I hope that may the Borg be with you. Talking about great other tokens, I think so this week, there's a lot of things popping, obviously, into the SwissBorg app. As you guys see, US has been one that is really catching up. It's doing extremely well. US, for those who don't know it, is really L1 that enables games to be developed on the US blockchain itself. This as well has been a token that has been really burned into ashes and is really coming back and enjoying its best vibe. There's been actually a white paper or mini white paper that has been updated, a roadmap where you see clearly how they're positioning themselves to be a great contender within the layer 1 GameFi space. So I think so there's a lot to be said. Of course, the team, we're very close to these guys and we enjoy very much seeing their growth. Weekly performance so far, things are popping. US is doing extremely well. Borg is doing great. There is as well Uniswap has done great. One of the main things that Uniswap has changed is how they reward their community in a fair way. So I think so this is something that's very interesting to see, that the community has obviously been very impressed about this new mechanism of reward. And overall, everything is green right now and everything is pumping. The Altseason has officially started. And we're going to see a lot of crazy days and quite volatile days. They're not going to be only green. Please remind yourself there's going to be some crazy red days too. But overall, Altseason has started and it's time to wear our bathing suits and our nice t-shirts. By the way, thank you CryptoCG for this one and enjoy the ride. Borger rank survey. Here you could find essentially a survey that will enable you to say what's the best way to have the Borger rank. So just scan here right away, essentially this QR code, and please vote for the scoring logic A or the scoring logic B. This is very important. In both cases, essentially 1 BOR equals 1 point. But in the scoring A, essentially the premium provides a multiplier for points. So essentially based on your status, it will give a multiplier for 1.5 for Genesis to Explorer 1.1, right? And if you're a standard, for example, you're not a premium, then you have obviously less stake and therefore you only get a 0.5x. So it could triple your vote if you're Genesis to essentially non-premium. The second logic, essentially what it is that premium provides a one-off boost of points. So essentially, the number of tokens that you have staked, it gives you more points. So that's a logic number 2. So if you're, for example, Genesis, you've been staking 50,000 points. Essentially, it just shows you how much points you have based on how much tokens you're staking. So what is the one you prefer? I like both of them, to be honest. So cast your vote and let's make this governance as decentralized as possible. Okay, this is a very exciting one, guys. Chrono Forge is going to be released into alpha deal actually this week, Thursday. Chrono Forge, if you don't know what it is, it's one of the really detailed type of GameFi that might be very exciting. I think so. It's one of those that change a bit, and let's check right into this. So it's born out of NFT actually, which now is turned into a game. It's built on Immutable X, which is really good. And essentially it's a multiplayer action RPG. So I think so. Let's check this out right away. So the website looks really cool. And this is what the game's all about. I'm definitely really excited about it. It's Epic Game Stores as well. So it's a real video game that has been done. And now there's a new way to connect, obviously, to Web3. So this is a good way to build guilds, a good way that people are very excited about it. SwissBorg guys are really, really, really excited about this one. So I think so this is something that's very great. The team itself has been people that have been in the game industry for a very long time, which makes a lot of sense. And it's not their first game either. So I think so this is definitely one that I really, really, really recommend. And let's see who is eligible for this. So yes, a lot of Genesis people were a little bit mad about the fact they were discounted about the Genesis fees. And we said, you know what, we're going to make up to you. Right away, this is what's happening. So we will have different vaults. We'll have the biggest 2 vaults will go actually to the Genesis themselves. So this is something that is quite substantial. We'll have Genesis for only Borgs, essentially. So we'll see based on the prices, because maybe change. It could be between 700 and 900,000, let's say. There'll be a different one for only Genesis as well for 230,000 USDC, which is very, very good. And then, of course, we'll have our top heroes. I think this is one of the last vaults for our top heroes before we go to the Borger rank. So this is really good. What's even better about this wonderful deal is that 20% of your tokens will be unlocked at TGE. So the day that essentially the tokens get launched at the token generation event, you will be receiving 20% and be able to, well, sell them if you believe, or just keep them as you want. Or just play with them, do whatever you want with them. And I think this is something that's really good. And then, of course, we'll have different other deals that will happen going forward. But I think so. This is really, really good one. I hope you guys, Genesis, are very, 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 very happy about this one, and that will make up for what happened in the past. We have then a lot of different other alpha deals that I heard, but I want to keep it some secrets to spice it up going forward. If you're a proud Pegasus member, well, then you are allowed to get to this new as well vault that will happen this week again. It will be about Reach Token. Reach Token, which is really nice. It's all about SocialFi and how to boost communities and reward communities for making a lot of noise. I know at SwissBorg, we're very good at with Twitter, with all these Zeely competitions that we've done. This has some way, it's a bit like a growth community tool, a crowdsource type of thing, where you have essentially different missions that could push people and projects that you believe are rightfully. The good thing about the token, there's a lot of different usage out of it. You could create missions out of it. You could have revenue sharing. There's a different readable with rewards for that. And there's some raffles that happen time to time. So I think so this is a good way for essentially people to get exposure to SocialFi, to grow your audience as well as a community. And this definitely will be one that'll be boosting SwissBorg community, we believe, and obviously reward people that are part of the Pegasus. For those who are part of Pegasus, in a very short span of time, you guys have been able to do a 5x on Delysium. Congratulations for those who participated. Delysium, well, we left, I think, still this vault. So essentially you did 5x in a very short time. I think so. Within a month, it went from 5 cents to over 25 cents. So congratulations for you guys who are part of that Pegasus Club. Shout out to our beautiful, maybe someone we don't hear about so often, but Baxebian or Zed Fayed. Thank you so much for just being awesome and being one of our very true warrior on Discord. I mean, you've been killing it for some time. And for that, thank you very much. I don't know who you are, but thank you. Next events, and first shout out to our wonderful people that were in the Valley last week. It was really cool to have many of you. The great news is that we're having a fantastic event happening tonight in Lausanne, which is going to be really, really cool. There's going to be a few other ones as well in the next week. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have one in Geneva. We're going to have one as well in Lausanne again. This one at HEC Lausanne. So it's going to be an intro of the crypto in French. And then the SwissBorg Geneva meetup will happen on Friday. Okay, Borger on board, guys. Get ready to this. The world has probably been through multiple different phases of democracy. And the democracy we're living today, it's much better than what it was previously, but it's still not there. All these wars and everything is always a problem. One thing is governance. Most of the problem comes from that. And of course, the financial aspect that goes with that governance. At SwissBorg, we got to decentralize to the ICO and to then decentralize a bit and now decentralize it again. And a lot has to do with the governance. The governance, I think so, it's the best way for us to campaign to be aligned only not on the Borger token, but on its mission, but in building products that brings financial freedom to all. With what have happened with some incidents and the fact that, our roadmap is not clear, our communication not as best, or just that we don't have someone that represents enough the community, which, by the way, I'm doing a fantastic job as it. I think most people that work at SwissBorg really only think about you all the time. But to get even better than that, we start saying, okay, what if we put one person from the community at the highest level, right, on the board? That person will be able to vote on where we're heading. And that person that would be able to essentially help us of where we're heading and advise us will be that link between the community and essentially SwissBorg, the company. And for this, I think so. This is something world record where this is completely brand new. You have the chance to vote for that person. There's been many applicants, but only, unfortunately, 7 of them have been are eligible, which is investing over $5,000 or francs into the Series A, being at least have 10,000 Borg, I believe, and using the app for 2 years. And that is to show the skin in the game, the commitment as well, and as well the knowledge that the person has. The first person to talk is no introduction, CryptoCG. I didn't wear my shirt just for you for this. This was just picked this morning randomly. And CryptoCG is just a wonderful person. He doesn't only make shirts. He's been supporting us since the ICO base with the UK community. Someone that's really, I think, so amazing. I'll read what he said. I've been around since the ICO and I've been an advocate of the company from day zero. That's very true. I got a good relationship with several people in the community, and we as a group always exchange different points of view in a pragmatic way. It's very true, and this is very important. We don't need cheerleaders. We need people that could as well challenge us to some extent, but in a very positive way. Not challenges like what you guys should do, but like what if we did this in this way? This is very important. As you know, I'm a positive voice on Twitter with all my t-shirts and everything else I do. Could not agree more on that. I don't get picked if I don't get picked, at least choose people from different countries so you have a good mix. Grazie. Thank you. CryptoCG, you're definitely wonderful. Katoin, that's based here in Switzerland, he wants to say it's for being my loyalty that I have with SwissBorg. I saw it last week. Definitely, Katoin, I recommend you as well as a great Borger on the board. Julienas, for those who don't know, is rather you don't know the community or you are very allergic to French. But even if that, Julienas has been since day one, or even I think so prior to the ICO, has been pushing us in a very good way. And this is what he says. I think I can be the right person to represent the community on the board because I have the passion for what SwissBorg is trying to achieve. Is even achieving, right? Which is financial freedom for all. I immediately embraced the goal of bringing financial freedom to as many people as possible using blockchain and good wealth management practices. I have myself 15 years of experience in wealth management with Société Générale Group. I worked for private banking for 5 years before joining the wealth network animation department at the head of office at La Défense in Paris. For SwissBorg, I've joined the venture at the ICO. I accompanied your progress throughout the long bear market, watching you build up and buy the dip, as they say in DCA, when few still believed in you. And that's very true in 2018 and 19. With SwissBorg Mania, the YouTube channel is just huge. It's even bigger than the Powwow itself. President meetups, I hosted my Twitter posts. I've sponsored over 1,500 Borgers. In a nutshell, I really enjoy being in contact with the community every week. I think I'm in tune with all the players, Discord, Telegram, YouTube, Twitter. I think I understand your approach and your values. My past experience as wealth management consultant gives me a good understanding of the sector in which SwissBorg operates. My commitment to SwissBorg is very strong, and I've seen it evolve from the beginning. I have regularly taken on responsibility within our community, and even though the DEO has stopped, I continue to contribute every week, which is very true with all the great videos and more than that. I can be visible on social networks. Lastly, I meet all the criteria for single tokens, share seniority, I'm a Genesis. I was a Hall of Fame, and now a Pegasus. I mean, respect to Julianas. It would be an honor and a great pleasure to represent the community and help SwissBorg achieve its goals by joining the board of directors. I'll be grateful if you consider my application. Julia, aka Julia, that's from SwissBorg Mania. hat off to Julianas, obviously, wonderful member. Can't say more than that. Obviously, you would be a great person there, no doubt. Draz, that maybe people don't necessarily know in person, has been as well with ICO since the ICO. Amazing person that has contributed in multiple different ways, a very critical mindset that's based here in Switzerland. And he's saying, I'm writing to express my keen interest in joining the Borger board, a role I believe I'm exceptionally suited for given my deep and long-standing commitment to SwissBorg community. Since the ICO, I've followed SwissBorg with diligence, actively watching every powwow and consuming all forms of media related to the SwissBorg ecosystem. My engagement extends to attending numerous SwissBorg events in Geneva and Lausanne, demonstrating my commitment to being an integral part of the community and growth and development. Very true, has been to the office a zillion times. One of my core principles is the courage of the voice concerns when something does not meet our high standards, reflecting my commitment to transparency and integrity. And that's 100% true. I have constantly been a source of innovative ideas such as the creation of Let's Make CHSB Great Again initiative, showcasing my ability to contribute constructively to our community's advancements. My pioneers' efforts in providing liquidity for CHSB and the Borg on the Gnosis chain further exhibit my proactive approach to enhancing our ecosystem diversity. Very true. Thanks to his IT background, it helps a lot. My ability to anticipate potential issues before they arise, coupled of my knack for proposing pragmatic solutions, could be invaluable for this position. My substantial investment in Series A and the Borg token alongside my ranks as the second highest in hero score, respect, and membership of the Pegasus Club underscore my dedication and belief in SwissBorg vision. My actions are always in the best interest of the community and SwissBorg success rather than personal gain. Could not agree more on that one. With over more than 30 years in banking and IT, and more than 5 years in development Web3 solutions, I bring wealth and knowledge and expertise to the table. Although I've designed a platform for Real T community and previously for the CHSB referendum in 2018, which is really cool, the way to showcase all the votes that were done on the blockchain. Very nice dashboard that he done by himself. My aspirations to contribute more significantly to SwissBorg have been hampered by the lack of accessible APIs. True, as we're still in the Web 2.5, we still have dApps, I think so. That has been one of the issues. Furthermore, my creative contribution, like the Hero Score, available on my YouTube channel, illustrates my diverse skill sets of dedication to enriching community culture. While I may not boast a large following on social media, my focus always has been understanding and anticipating community's needs and response rather than personal promotion. I'm confident in my ability to substantial contribution to SwissBorg, prioritizing the community, welfare, and success overall. Thank you for considering my application. I'm eager in passion, experience, and skills. The Borger board contribute to shaping SwissBorg futures in a way that reflects our collective values and ambitions. JC, aka Draz, aka Drake. Draz, of course, you're a wonderful, valuable person, and as well, you definitely have the agility to be on our board. Claire, there's no introduction to Claire, of course. Claire has been a really beautiful, wonderful person that has been contributing to the UK ecosystem a lot. In my role as SwissBorg Community Meetup host in London, I met many great Borgers, new and OGs as well. Enjoy being a sounded board for the inquiries and concerns. I'm a friendly face in the community, a people person. I care passionately about SwissBorg and the role the community plays in developing its initiative products and sustainable market growth. My husband joined the SwissBorg ICO in 2017, and we spend a lot of our free time talking about blockchain technology, DeFi, or meeting up with Web3 and SwissBorg community friends. I follow and I'm active in SwissBorg socials, never miss a powwow. Shout out to yourself. And learned a lot from Crypto Nights TV. I've enjoyed advocating for SwissBorg at a variety of blockchain and fintech events, and I'm constantly expanding my blockchain networks and knowledge. I joined SwissBorg National Council in 22. That's true. One of the rare women there. And I'm proud Genesis Premium community leader Discord and a member of the We Are SwissBorg Association. I like being involved and appreciate the meritocratic opportunities SwissBorg offer to help shape the company together. I'm used to working in professional environment as a talent planner after working hard through my degree and master's degrees, but I like balance that with a light-hearted sense of fun, just like SwissBorg. I'm approachable, patient, a good listener, and always open to connecting with Borgers. So I believe I would be a good representative of our community to collect sentiment and share feedback with the Borger board. Claire, I wish you all the best as well, and definitely you could be a great potential Borger board. 607 Migrivier. I don't know you exactly, but you definitely are a partner and you're eligible for this too. So I don't know to be honest. I feel so concerned about the company. I have pain when it goes wrong and feel so happy when it succeeds. I'm 100% community centric, although I'm a trader since 2000. I have this individual dual behavior capitalist socialism that maybe could be useful for SwissBorg. I love that. This is honest, authentic. Also, I want to give me a chance to take this opportunity. I'm here since day one. Adventure already gave me huge emotions. I want to stay close to you and would be very proud if I can help to take the right decision. This is also a huge opportunity for me to acquire new acknowledgement. Miguel, thank you very much for this very authentic, great message. Hope you'll get it as well. Last but not least, Enrico Ferro, that was joining us before the ICO itself. I've been supporting SwissBorg since pre-ICO. I'm a SwissBorg ambassador and partner. I was part of the SwissBorg Council as well. I worked as a strategy innovation advisor for 2 decades, focused on Web3 and token economics. I think 2 days. Sorry, I missed that one. Over the last 6 years, my research advisor actively moved focused on Web3 and token economics. In the past, I worked on a participatory process as part of an international research project sponsored by the EU Commission. I'm part of the scientific advisory board of INAPTA, and I am a mentor at Techstars. Enrico has been a great friend, partner for sure, and I wish you all the best too. You definitely deserve to be one of these applicants. So now it's your guys. It's your choice. 7 candidates. And sorry for the candidates that did not meet the requirements. Really sorry about it. I'm sure there was great candidates there. But yeah, the rules are the rules. But now it's your choice to cast your 3 favorite candidates. And the one that scores the best amount of points on those of us who will get it. I really recommend the 7 of you. I'm going to be very neutral on this one. I think you've been all great, successful. There's different ways to see that. I think what I would favor is to have a person that has a very great knowledge of SwissBorg or where we're heading, someone that's extremely passionate about SwissBorg, someone that's a great voice for SwissBorg, and someone that can make this liaison between the community and essentially the SwissBorg. And it should not necessarily be a pleaser, a person that is always, yes for everything. Sometimes good to be challenged, but definitely someone who's optimistic and that wants the growth of SwissBorg and is looking this for you, the community that we dear so much. So looking forward for your votes. It will happen starting tonight and will go until Sunday. Until the rest of the week to vote. And next week, we'll be very excited to have our Borger board. That'll be on a mission for 1 year to sit on a board every quarter to make sure that we're going to the right direction. And we together will be financial free. And because we are SwissBorg. Chart of the week, things are crazy. These are in the last tokens that are released the last 6 months. There's been some crazy performers. I mean, HNT, that was one of mine, great. I really got into that one. Missed, unfortunately, Beam. Optimism was good. Tia didn't get into it, actually. And Arbitrum definitely did, but did not make as much as the other tokens. So far, there's been 12 cryptos that have been released since the beginning of the year. Average performance 40% without the boost of today, so probably 50%. And average performance today since release is 108%, which is actually very, very nice. We see that we're in a bull season and great tokens have been chosen. Chart of the week as well. We talked about this on Twitter. This means that essentially a lot of people are using the app much more than it used to. So these are good news. So weeklies and Borg data. So we are still shy of 49,000 premium holders, unfortunately, but we'll get there next week. 483 top from last week, 20% up, and over 154,000 token holders in the app, which is amazing. The second big thing we haven't brought this for some time is the SwissBorg and some data, almost 16 billion trading volume. We have had 4,000 new Borgers that got into the app and invested into SwissBorg in the past month, which that is as well not new reason how we're seeing essentially some boosts in the numbers. We have now 135,000 active users in the app, which is really good. People that open the app and trade, which is great. The total assets over 1.3 billion, which is nice. And in the last, you asked this question on Twitter, in the last month, we had 6,200 people that joined SwissBorg application. And last but not least, there's some in and outs a lot that you have to know. But the net flow of this last week has been close to 6 million. The sustainability score for the Genesis spot of the month of January was not that great, of course, but hopefully the February is going to be much better. So the score is 4.1. For the community index, though, things are popping. So cast your score right now. Yes, things are in the green again. 7.9, much higher than we were last week. 6.6 was. Now we're 7 point now, getting closer to 8, which is very nice, but at least above the 7, essentially, mark that we really want to focus on. Borgers, fantastic week. We are in the Altseason. Things are finally paying off. The Borg is delivering and getting back to where it's supposed to be. We are opening the governance in the best way possible, how a Borger could finally get onto the board. The Genesis that are a little bit left over are now getting into a new alpha opportunity, and Pegasus is going to get another great sweet deal. It looks like everyone now is super happy. The momentum is positive. Though I think that is very important to see is that if you look at where we at, all-time highs of previous all-time high of Bitcoin is when the real big season happened. So we're still not there yet, right? The euphoria is still starting to come, but there's still not the massive retail people that are buying to download the app or waking up. People are waking up of previous, and we saw the spike earlier, of people like, oh, well, I heard that Bitcoin is going great. Oh, let's get back to SwissBorg App, which is great. But referrals is still something that's quite shy, and there's still not a huge amount of people getting to download the SwissBorg App and getting into it. Now we're talking about 200 people per day, which is good, but not great. So there's so much more to come in the next couple of weeks and months. It's going to be very volatile, so don't think it's always going to be green. This week has started extremely strong, but we'll see how things unfold. As always, guys, be wealthy, be healthy, love our Borg and equity. Take care, guys. Bye.
Through SwissBorg, all assets will have a fiat gateway. And here is the thing.
Premium features gives you zero fee trading.
It's an amazing fiat gateway.